happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to the home of the Charlotte 49ers, Jerry Richardson Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Charlotte 49ers offense will get the first crack at it here. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
Scanning the field, it's Harrell. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
One thing you know about this defense, they have got a pass rush, and you cannot be predictable, especially when it comes to throwing the football. There is too much athleticism and length up front on this defensive line and in their front 7, and they register a sack early here on only the second play of the game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Tight coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense, not giving up any big plays and forcing the 4th down.
The 49ers will punt this one away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. So Rice's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others, that they got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this.
Oh, he's got some space. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And we talked to the coaches coming in, right? They knew they were going to see the option. But the speed is so much faster in the game, and the offense does a really good job getting it to the pitch man pretty quickly, making that read and making a play early in this football game.
We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. Running back searching for a hole. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and we are done in the first quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Kept it on the ground on 1st down, now back to the line. Now the play fake. Got his man quickly. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. right down the boulevard. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy place to play on the road, especially at nighttime. This crowd, they get loud. That's the way it's been so far, but they have a nice drive to open it up. They're able to execute. They put themselves in field goal range, knock it through the uprights. They did exactly what they needed to do, taking a 3-0 lead here early on the road. That's impressive.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw, it's Harrell. Pressure coming, and they'll bring him down for the sack.
You gotta love edge rushers. These guys in 4-3s, they are guys that can penetrate, get in the backfield. Watch the right end, get in there so quick. Does a great job rushing the quarterback, knowing when he gets there how to get that dude on the ground. Give me my sack.
And the 49ers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Quickly out to the tight end. Turning it on! Forced out of bounds right at the 20-yard line, and that's the kind of play that can really get a drive going.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Makes the grab. It's Olsen. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The 49ers have it with a 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's McGowan. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. It's in. Completed. He's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. You've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Here comes the heat. Oh, better look out. The defense is there, and a great job to keep him from getting to that 1st down marker. He's hard to get a handle on. It'll be 4th and short. And the 49ers will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. Less than half minute to play here in the half. Let's see how aggressive they are on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it behind the line. It's Turner. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Fires to the big fella. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks in a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Charlotte. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks, might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Jerry Richardson Stadium.
The 49ers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Slips through the line. Got a little room. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
You know, we just went into half and we drew up all these adjustments, things we got to do differently to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Those opportunities, those returns like that can be such game changers, and everyone was right on point, and he took it to the house. He'll bring it out. It's McGowan. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Got enough for the first. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Caught behind the line. It's Olsen. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Back to throw, it's Harrell. Looking to the big tight end. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Caught near the sticks. It's Stokes. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense. Another Charlotte.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Quarterback strolling away from Heat. At the 35, he's got room. His defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
And he's just proving it time and time again, man. He has that feel. He obviously has the ability to pick up and put him down and go get first downs, but I think the timing of when to scramble and when not to scramble, he's really got that figured out, and you could tell it's going to be a big part of the game plan.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Complete downfield. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Charlotte.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Stadium buzz. Aussie kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to throw on first down. Right on the money. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Owls are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He'll pull it on the read. There he goes. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
But I tell you what, the defense has really contained that quarterback run all game long. But in a big spot in the 4th quarter, they let him out of the cage. He gets out of the pocket, makes the run, and gets the first down.
Rides the back and leaves it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. Using his legs, it's Jackson. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
All right, so I know the defense is going to be aggressive, right? They got their stop. They forced a 3rd down. How aggressive does the offense want to be in response? Because if I throw the football, get a first down, I can run this clock almost out. This defense has to make a choice, but this offense, how aggressive do you want to be?
Oh, it's a reverse. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
And when these plays work, everybody goes nuts, and the offensive coordinator is a genius. But the 3rd down call, they use some misdirection. They go with the reverse. The defense, so disciplined, sound, run to the football and get the big 3rd down stop.
Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. To the air, it's Harold. Pulls it in, it's Nicholas. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.